Hi, everybody. My sister was in charge of getting dinner tonight, the one night of the week I don't have to make dinner, and she ordered pizza with mushrooms on it that I couldn't eat. So dinner has been 3 beers, and I am ready to talk about my day. My job, each of the employees gets a half day off a week. Today was Lexi's half day off. Lexi has been working with this new dog. It's a rescue. It is a younger sister to a dog we've been doing for the past 3 years. This old-ass beagle mix that doesn't give a shit. So the new dog's name is Kola. And she had been abused, the poor thing, and she has severe anxiety. And normally I would say, you know what, Kola? That's fine. Me too. Not this time. I have not met Kola before. She'd only been Lexi's dog to walk. But today was the first time we'd had Kola, and Lexi's had a half day off. So, guess who draws the lucky straw to go walk Kola and Rusty today? Ya girl. I walk in the door and see Rusty sleeping. She's old. She's lumpy and blind and deaf and does not give a shit. I find Kola in her crate, and I go up to her and I let her sniff me. I go, "Hi, Kola," like the fake-ass nice person I am. And dog bolts out of her crate like a bat out of hell, knocks into my knees, and I fall to the ground. That's fine, that's good, we're excited, okay. And I sit down and I try to get her to come up to me, but she does not like her name. I don't know who picked Kola, but she doesn't like that. Eventually she comes up to me and she sniffs me, and I think we're all cool beans. I put her harness on, put her leash on. I tell Rusty, "Get your old ass up," and we all head out for a walk. Typical Ambler. Suburban neighborhood, picket fences, shoveled sidewalks. Now, I don't know how many of y'all walk in multiple dogs, but you kind of have a dissonance between two dogs when one is young and needs to walk ahead, and the other is old and mostly tumors and needs to lag behind a little bit. So Rusty's lagging behind, and that's fine. But Cola's doing her circles, lots of sniffs, and she gets her leash tangled around my feet. I am a professional, and I know that with skittish, abused dogs, you aren't supposed to raise your feet at them when you're trying to untangle a leash because it reminds them of their abuse. So I kneel down, let go of the leash, and go to grab it. The leash ain't there. The dog ain't there. This bitch took off. She is booking it. And of course, your first instinct is to run after her, but I'm currently in my winter body, which is not any better than any other season, but it's a good excuse. I'm bad at cardio. I'm gonna blame it on wearing multiple layers and heavy boots. And Rusty, I'm trying to run, and the thing that's one step away from being like an entire tumor with legs is dragging me behind. I'm sorry, Rusty, I love you so much. Right, so Cola's gone. She's gone, and I eventually just have to drop the leash, and I'm running after her, and I'm calling, "Kola, Kola!" But I remember this bitch hates her name. So now I've lost Kola, but I've been running so far that I have now lost Rusty, whose leash I dropped. What we're supposed to do when we are professionals, we call for backup. I mean, I cried for backup, but I called for backup. Also, something fun I learned today: when I panic, my throat closes up, and every inhale is this high-pitched supersonic squeal. On the phone, I'm like, I lost Kola! Very sorry you had to endure that just now, but just to give you the full effect. Everybody on the other line says, "It's cool, we're coming. Calm down." My anxiety said, no. I'm running back to the house, and I'm looking for Rusty, and then I just see her straight chilling on someone's porch. I don't even know whose porch it was, but they had a rocking chair, and Rusty was like, "That's my spot." Rusty does not care about me or about Kola. She doesn't give a shit. Rusty, come on, we gotta go get Kola. She doesn't move. And I say, okay, Rusty, come on, let's go get a treat. And she's going. Load Rust up into my car, and we pull out, and we are just circling the neighborhood. The double-edged sword about living in Ambler is that everybody is always looking out their windows, and everybody is always all up in your business. So like 5 different people come out of their houses and wave my car down, and they go, "Oh, did you lose your dog?" And I said, "Yeah, Karen, you saw it freaking happen. I'll call my sister-in-law, she lives up the street, and her son's in the police department, so he'll come out. Yeah, okay, thanks, Karen. Jesus. I'm driving around and I see no sign of her. I'm going down this street, I'm going down that street. Ironically, the street I lost her on was called Overlook. I think, oh shit, maybe she went over to Artman. And Artman is on the same street. It's this old people's home that always has an ambulance and a moving truck in front of it. Think about that on your own. So I pull into Artman, and I start yelling, "Kola!" And all the old people wandering off turn and go. She's not there, and I book it out of there and go up to Wissahickon High School that's on the next block. These high schoolers out running around the school for gym class. It's 34 degrees out, but we gotta run around the school for gym class. Screw it and put my fears of high school boys behind me, and I pull over and I ask a few of them, "Hey, I lost a dog. If you can catch her, please do, and if you do, please call the number on the tag." One boy goes, "Is that it?" And I get really excited and I turn and I see this woman walking her own small dog. And I look back at him and I said, the one being walked by its owner? No, that's not it. He goes, "Oh, well, I don't know then." And he shrugs and he goes back to running around the school. I go back to the house living on the prayer that maybe the dog ran home. No one's there. So I put Rusty back in the house because she's enjoyed her car ride and the prospect of being an only child again. And I opened the little gate to their yard and hope that maybe the dog will run back home and end up in the yard. Boss calls the owner and informs her of the situation. And, props to this lady. She is super cool, super understanding about it. I'm like, "I lost your dog," and she goes, "It happens." I'll never say die, because I took another spin around and I see these mobs of white people out searching for this dog. Lexi, who had come from her half day off to help with the search, had informed all the neighbors and asked for any information. So you have all these people wandering around yelling, "Kola, Kola, Kola," which we've already established is a bad idea. Doing my go around a last-ditch effort to find this dog. I head down Montgomery. It's a really heavily wooded street, and at the end of the street, lo and behold, I see this effing dog. And I don't give a shit. I stopped right there. I put it in park, and I tapped on the hazards because I like to be safe. I get out of the car, and I go, "Kola!" And I go. She turns and runs into the woods. So I get back in the car. I ain't losing sight of her. I get back in the car and keep my hazards on, and I follow this bitch through every driveway, through every backyard. Windows rolled down, treats in my hand, throwing them at her, and she is running. Oh, but if someone was throwing like Oreos at me as I was running away, that would give me pause. I might consider approaching the vehicle, but not Kola. No. Kola runs into oncoming traffic. To the stop sign, and she's running in the middle of the street. So I do the only thing you know how to do in Pennsylvania. I slam on the horn and proceed with absolutely no caution. So what I imagine the people at this four-way stop saw was this little dog running from my black Prius that had been crudely sharpied because of all the scratches and no money for a proper paint job, with the windows rolled down and treats being thrown out them, and the horn blaring and the hazard lights flashing, and me yelling, "Come on, pretty girl! Let's go!" Long story, but suffice to say that I had to corral this dog through oncoming traffic by harassing her with my sharpied Prius until she went back home. Got to their home. Kola was safe and sound, and we found Rusty sitting on the couch. having a drink and a cigar. Informed the owner, and she was all happy, and I continue on my entire day of work. And I get home, and I get a knock on the door. It's Megan, Rusty and Cola's owner. And she says, "I am so sorry that my anxious dog ran off on you. I know she caused you a lot of stress, and I wanted to bring you these." And it's this little assorted box of de-stressing bath bombs. That was so sweet of her. And I don't have a bathtub,